Hello and welcome back to Tides Wrath Season 3. This is the second game of the best of three. Rest versus TOA. Rest did take out that first game. Can they make it 2-0? TOA needs to make a bit of a better draft this game. They were kind of let down a little bit by the draft, but some great individual play from Miguel's as well from that puck. Just really doing well from Rest. Joining me is Daredevil Dan. I am the Spectre. Welcome.
Yeah, thanks. And yeah, that Miguel's puck was insane. That guy knows the limits of the heroes, and I wouldn't actually be surprised if there was a respect ban out in the second phase at least, because he played that damn well. And puck fits into quite a lot of lineups. Anytime you really want to take any fights or even gank quite highly, puck fits. So we might see him banned out, but the Nature's Prophet's going to be banned out by Rest, followed by the Weaver. Pretty standard, probably see to something like a Naga or a Bat Rider or a Naix or Darkseer, things like that, or even an Elder Titan. But neither of the teams actually picked it up last game, and it was last banned. So not really favouring it by the looks of it.
Yeah, no, at least not high on the agenda for the lineups that they wanted to be playing. We do see the OD and the Bat banned out, so we still have the Naix available for pickup, as well as the Visage, Nyx, the Naga, Elder Titan, as you were saying before. So a lot of top picks are getting through. Just because I guess all of these heroes have been added and the banning phase was reduced. It used to be 3-3 bans, now it's 2-2, plus more heroes. It's made a kind of a giant pool to be selected from. Well, I guess not even giant, it's still going to be the same sort of 15-20 heroes, but they get a bit more rotation depending on what strategy teams want to run, and you know, that's a decent sweet spot, I feel, for drafting.
Yeah, definitely. And Naga Siren, fantastic hero. I think I've talked about her enough over my time of casting. Can't really say that all her skills are good all the time, but all her skills are good. She's awesome, and she's a pain in the ass, and I like that she's not a carry anymore. I do prefer her as a support. Sometimes she can be played as a carry, but very, very situationally. But we're going to see the Darkseer Visage picked up by Rest, so looking a lot like last game's draft.
Yeah, it's so far basically just doing exactly what they did last game. Will TOA kind of realize this, maybe run it a bit more aggressive? Will Rest kind of pick this out and send Darkseer to lane instead and get kind of more of a free farm one-on-one situation? We do see the Lifestealer picked out, so already Naga Lifestealer, a great combination for a defensive or offensive tri-lane. Naga generally played a little bit more defensive, just because you do have quite a bit of a wind-up before throwing out the net, and it does just allow heroes to walk back to their tower a lot better than some other stuns, so not always the top hero there. Of course, Lifestealer being picked second means the ban phase comes out and the Razor gets shut down instantly. I wouldn't be surprised to also see a Bane ban out.
Yeah, anything that goes through the BKB and the Rage is definitely pretty good to have, so getting rid of that's going to be very helpful. And they have basically two of the best heroes in the game right now on this side, but so do Rest, so it's very high tier picking and getting those great heroes that they want out, and both of which Visage is an aggressive hero as we know, and Darkseer can do a lot, but Lifestealer and Naga both quite aggressive. But one of the things is if you have them both in a tri lane, you're running a dual melee tri lane, which is sometimes not what you want to do, especially if you're against another tri lane. If they have 2 or 3 range, they can just out harass you. But so you really need to man up in that tri lane and just get in there, try and get a kill, and that's the only way you can really win it, or you're just going to lose out on farm.
Well, yeah, I think for TOA, the main thing that they're going to be wanting to do is go up against a solo hero. So what they need to do is kind of dissuade Rest from going aggressive and just running that Lifestealer in lane with Naga Siren stacking and pulling. Of course, if Rest do decide to go aggressive, which they certainly can with the Visage pickup so far, it'll be a lot harder for Lifestealer to stand in that lane, and basically, the aggressive tri-lane will farm a lot better than the Lifestealer. Naga Siren and Lifestealer might still get some levels, but you're not going to see any great farm coming out for it. So I think it's a trade that Rest would be willing to make. We're going to be seeing the Rubik picked up, so it's good initiation power there, bring him back in range for a slow from Visage, or vice versa. Slow so Rubik can get in range for a lift. It all depends on the carry of Rest, whether they kind of choose to go defensive or offensive in this situation.
Yeah, and I'd actually like to see the Lifestealer in a solo lane. And just go a bit greedy with the lineup. I think if you're on a back foot and you play it safe, and the other team sort of knows how you play from previous games or even just the last game, you do get caught out in, you know, the old, we'll do what we know how to do and we'll try and win. But sometimes putting all your cards in one hand just makes you win. So I'd like to see some greed coming out. Maybe pick up something like a Storm Spirit to go mid and run an aggressive tri lane with a Lifestealer solo. Because Lifestealer doesn't do that bad against Darkseer anyway.
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago where you'd see kind of Lifestealer one-on-one situations in the offlane where basically as soon as he got up phase boots, there wasn't much that you could do to him. As soon as you throw out Rage and Phase, you're not going to stop him from getting away. And, you know, he's not horrible in the offlane, but I think it's a bit of wasted potential depending on who Rest pick up and how they choose to lane it. So if they're not going to go aggressive, then it would be foolish to put Lifestealer in that offlane. So it really depends on their next couple of picks. TOA sort of has the luxury of having the second pick afterwards. So I guess they can kind of change their strategy up, whether they want to run Lifestealer as a greedy solo laner or as part of that tri-lane farmer, as Rest kind of lays their cards on the table.
Reserve time.
Yeah, and picking up the Timbersaw, definitely a very strong hero. Probably their offlane. I'd still like to see a Storm Spirit. Every time I see a Lifestealer, I want to see a Storm Spirit, though. Just for Spirit Bombs. Because it's awesome. And scary. Really, it's horrifying.
Yeah, so far they don't have any kind of great mobility heroes. Like, I mean, Timbersaw is good. A lot of Timbersaws often get upper 4 staff as well as having that Timber Chain, but it's not the same as having something like the Storm Spirit, the Spirit Breaker even, the Blinking Puck, which is already banned out, so it's not going to be that, but, you know, even the Sand King with a Blink Dagger, which wouldn't be a bad pickup in combination. I guess it would be triple melee, so it would be a bit stupid. They already have 3 melee as is, so I wouldn't expect to see the SK, but, you know, stranger things have happened, but just getting something like that Blink Initiator can do wonders for a Lifestealer, and getting into that fight and doing a lot of burst damage early.
Yeah, and we did see the ban out of Puck as well, which is totally respect banned. It would fit into their lineup pretty perfectly though, but I'm calling respect banned. And Luna pickup, which is pretty interesting. Luna doesn't actually fare that well against Lifestealer or Timbersaw. So, a little bit odd on my side of it. What do you think?
I mean, while Luna can run fast, Open Wounds completely obliterates that. It's not like she's a Weaver where she can just use Sakuchi to get away from the Lifestealer. And I mean, now Troll Warlord picked up as well. There are big nukes coming out from the side of TOA, and inexpensive rather big nukes coming out. Troll Warlord can just throw out those axes so easily and readily. Lifestealer doesn't really have much in the way of nuking, but he can definitely slow you for the nukes to follow through. Timbersaw is a nuke. There's nothing else you can say about him, and Riptide does its own damage. Luna is gonna... It's gonna be very difficult for her. I mean, even if she gets up a BKB, Lifestealer and Troll Warlord are mainly right-click damage, so she's gonna find this game pretty difficult, and like you, I'm kind of bemused as to why they'd pick a Luna for this lineup. I mean, they did ban out the Keeper of the Light. They have a Visage and a Luna, so maybe they're thinking of more of a push strategy, try and end it early on.
Radiant's banned.
Yeah, honestly, I think TOA have a much better lineup right now. I mean, you've got the Darkseer Surge to help Luna out if she gets open wounds, but if the net flies, she's dead. BKB's not going to save her against Lifestealer. And we did discover that the pure damage from Timbersaw goes through BKB, didn't we?
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
I know we figured out one or the other.
Yeah, it completely neuters him.
See, it's going to be fun now if the chat says you're wrong.
No, It's been debated so much. It's just insanity.
You just jump into a pub game and test it.
Yeah.
Or just a bot game.
The
Sorry.
one thing I gotta say about TOA, even though it's looking so great, that's because they have extremely greedy heroes right now. Lifestealer, Timbersaw, and Troll. They've got a Tricor right now. Naga Siren, of course, going to be playing that poor support role, but if lanes don't go well for them, which can easily happen against a Rubik Visage Luna with a Darkseer, it's going to be very difficult for them. But, you know, on the flip side, if it turns out well, it's only going to be even better. So,
yeah, I don't even think TOA have to win this laning phase. They just have to come out even or slightly behind, and they'll still be fine. The only thing that throws a loop in that is that the Darkseer will have a quick mech, because even if, you know, he gets owned over this lane, he just goes to the jungle. And they've really got to win the early game, as you said. And with a Troll, though, that's very doable because of his nuke. I mean, that's why he's such a fantastic hero, as well as that he doesn't fail in the early game. He's a ranged hero. He can farm, he can nuke, he's got a slow. His ulti is freaking amazing. And he's just all around a good hero, I think. And we see the Tinker picked up by Rest, so that's the pure damage to come out. A lot of zoning from the March of the Machines as well, which will keep them out of this fight. The March of the Machines is magical damage, so it's not going to stack up the Timbersaw's charges either.
well, I think the good thing about Tinker as well is the March of the Machines is still going to hurt Lifestealer and Troll Warlord when they have BKB and Rage up, kind of respectively. As well as just, they have really high burst damage early game. Rubik's Fade Bolt, the Soul Assumption, Lucent Beam, as well as rockets and lasers. I mean, Troll Warlord is great when you get a BKB. Before then, he's only got like 600 health, 700 health. It's not much at all, and he can easily go down to these big nukes. I think it's going to be very hard for TOA to survive this early game.
Yeah, if they can survive it, they should have an advantage, but then you throw the Tinker into the loops and it halts them.
Yeah, I think the only way they're going to be able to deal with this Tinker is getting up something like an early,
10 seconds to go.
I don't know, an early Scythe, an early Orchid on the Timbersaw, as well as something like an Abyssal Blade on the Lifestealer.
I think even a Force Staff on one hero to throw that Naix at its face, just to instantly kill him, then you can beat him. What's happening? You didn't put the
Yeah, I didn't put the best of 3 thing on. I realized that during the draft, but
I told you that.
No, I did the game-winning ticket thing. Okay, I thought you meant when you said wins.
Okay, we need to remake.
Okay, sure.
Okay,
All right,
no
we'll
worries.
remake, so it'll just be AP. Alrighty. Yep.
Sorry, stream. We got a remake. Host it up.
Okay, starting team, Radiant. It is hosted. It has the ticket. Need to go penalty, no penalty. How do you even do the, like, series? There we go.
The
Best
series,
of 3, and then so
Just click on
far
one of the
rest
dots
has a dot.
and get
Cool.
to your select.
I've never had to do best of 3 before, so there you go.
Yeah, you did best of 3 for Devil's Playground.
I've never hosted one though.
You didn't do the lobbies.
Yeah,
Do
exactly.
you want to get into your slot so I can get in?
I
Feel
can.
like-
Yeah, get in the slot so you can get in. Hey, hey,
Hey.
hey,
Hey.
hey.
Alright, professionalism.
Yeah, we're being professional Australian casters.
I'm not Australian, take it back.
You're part of the motherland.
I'm part of
If
the
you look at the
Commonwealth.
Australian Constitution, New Zealand is a state.
That's true. We are an Australian state.
It's really ridiculous to think about, but yeah, that's the way it goes. I
Hey
mean,
man, I don't need a visa to go to your country. It's pretty sweet.
true. I'm wondering what they're going to do with the Tinker. Are they going to go Noxious style, put him as the farmer in a tri-lane, and then just kind of absolutely own the game from then? Because I think if he gets up Boots of Travel and Blink, at that kind of 15-minute mark, which is extremely doable, as K Feeney has shown us,
Yeah.
he'd just rule the game. I don't think there'd be anything that TOA could do with the lineup that they had. So, you know, especially on an extremely competent player as Miguel's, which we saw before.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing his I won something wrong your stream before spec. Wow, okay. Yeah. I was gonna say that's That's a good sentence, bud. Wheel.
Alright,
Gee.
so I think we can go.
Well,
I think
everybody
everyone's ready.
can
I've
speak.
got it's in all pick. There's a one game thing, everything's good. Everyone's on the right side. Okay, let's go. There's
Let's
nothing
do
I
this.
forgot.
You're nervous now, so you should have just left me with the ticket. I would have been fine.
I'll ticket you, boy. Don't give me that lip.
And you gave to the win to the right team too. Well done.
Yep. 100%.
10 out of 10.
Would host again. So to anyone joining us through Dota TV, this is an AP remake as one of the players left the game for some reason before. I'm not too sure why. But the lobby has been remade. We have the correct best of 3 tickers. Rest is ahead 1-0. And I think if Tinker plays well early game, looks set to take out the second game. I mean, if Miguel's is on that Tinker, more than likely going to be playing that mid-roll, and he just absolutely owned it last game. And it's going to be difficult against the Timbersaw, though, so a bit of a different matchup this game for him.
Yeah, and sorry to the stream who's complaining about my tinny awful mic. I'm trying to get a new one, but it's money's tight, man. Money's tight. They're expensive, good microphones. Even like a Snowball like you've got, still expensive.
Oh yeah, it is. I think mine was about 100 or so bucks.
Southern Cross Dota can buy me one if they want, right?
We can use this time to introduce the teams. On the side of TOA, we have Tobzino on the Troll Warlord, Godzilla on the Vengeful Spirit, Ocelot on the Naga Siren, Selena Gomez on the Timbersaw, and rounding it out, we have Bok Choy on the Lifestealer.
And over on Rest, we have Tonders on the Luna, Kilted is playing the Rubik, the Evil Twig is on that Darkseer, Miggles is on the Tinker, and Visage is being played by Lethal.
So we're going to see a defensive tri-lane from the Dire here. You know, it's a decent move. Luna is so squishy early on, only 490 health, that poor Luna. And it looks like it's actually going to be going up against an offlane Timber with the mid lane Troll Warlord. So, Tinker vs Troll. I personally really haven't seen this matchup. I think I got to give a slight advantage to Tinker because he can just harass him back with laser so effectively. You know, giving him the 100% miss, so he's going to miss out on last hits, as well as doing pure harass. It's extremely good in a mid lane situation.
Yeah, definitely, and I'm really interested to see how good a Tinker he is. Because that puck was amazing. And he had the better matchup in mid, and he's got the better matchup in mid again. Yeah, no, he does. He has the better matchup in mid. I was thinking about it a lot, and I was like, Troll can nuke him and blind him, but he doesn't care if he's blinded, and he can just march and blind the Troll.
Yep.
So, he's definitely got the better matchup there, but is this going to be like a K-Feeny Tinker, or is this just going to be, you know, a good Tinker? Because there's no doubt in my mind that he's going to be a good Tinker, but is he going to be a fantastic Tinker?
Yeah, it's kind of the big question with Tinker players. There's a certain distinction, and we already see the pure damage harass coming out. Tobzino dropping down to 2/3 health, and that's what we were talking about in this lane. So far, it's pretty even, 2-0 for both. I think as Tinker gets up more items, it's going to be a bit different. Kind of not using that laser to secure last hits for an early bottle could hurt him slightly, but right now it's not doing too much, and the harass on Tobzino is just too much right now. He's already had to use one tango and still only just peaking above half health.
I think I would actually prefer Miguel on this mid lane to go the Ruffle Stomp build of just 4-4 and just crush this Troll out of lane.
Just throw out the
pick
max
up
rockets
Hellsaver.
and laser.
Yeah, and you kill him because he's a squishy hero.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
he's
definitely.
not that squishy, but in range form, he's, you know, 530 health. It's pretty easy to kill.
I think the big advantage of going the March of the Machines build is you can take out several neutral camps if your supports stack them up. You can take out Ancients really, really early on, and you can just get so much gold. You can get something early on, like, you know, as we keep on talking about, the K-Feeny kind of 12-minute Boots of Travel Blink Dagger Soul Ring. It's just insane the way that guy plays Tinker, and It's kind of the caveats of both builds. Sure, you can nuke down maybe 1 or 2 people, but I think with a bit of farm and being able to take big team fights almost solo is a lot better.
Yeah, it definitely depends on what you
Well,
want
we're
to
going to see Niggle get first hit, bash!
Oh!
And that's how a troll wins the mid lane, the big nuke, and then a first hit bash.
Dat bash, man. Dat bash. Jeez.
And that's a big win for TOA in that mid lane. That first blood means a lot. I mean, he has to buy up or rather his supports have to buy up a portal scroll so he can come back to this mid lane. And just the amount that you get from that troll, almost level 5, where Tink is 3.5, and the extra 400 gold is just insane. So Miggle getting really unlucky there, but I mean, even then, he took so much damage from the nuke. I think a couple of ranged right clicks would have been enough to finish him off without the bash.
Yeah, probably. But I mean, sweet bash, come on.
Sweet bash.
But I'd actually prefer the troll to go the Max Berserker's Rage and Willy Axes in this mid lane. Just because I don't think he's really going to be rotating much. And it gives you a lot of lane dominance because you don't really attack them many times.
We're going to see a net come out. The big nuke's coming out as well. We're not going to see any right click coming through, but the haste rune still on Ocelot. Some nice body blocking and a follow-up stun from Vengeful Spirit. It's another kill on Miguel in mid lane, and this team knows what they need to do after the first game. They had a free lane at bottom because the Darkseer again started level 1 jungle.
Darkseer actually going to catch out Ocelot on his way back as well. Nice rotation from the jungle. Sorry to cut you off there.
No, that's fine. I mean, Darkseer was just going from that jungle from level 1, and they knew Miguel's was just so dominant last game, they wanted to take him down as soon as they could. With the open tri-lane at bottom, it was a perfect time for those supports to rotate in. A great pickup of a haste rune, some excellent body blocking, set up enough time for the Vengeful to come in with a follow-up stun, and I mean, Top Xeno might actually be in a bit of trouble here. We're going to see a smoke up from the Dire supports. The lift is going to come out. The laser is thrown out as well as the Fade Bolt and a big soul assumption. One more right click. No, the uphill miss chance as well as the nuke chance. And Lethal now in trouble. Needs one more hit, but he's going to get away. The stun getting thrown out on Kilted, but geez, this troll definitely has the RNG with him.
He is like the Luck Lord. I just want to see him play Ogre Mago now.
Play
the carry Ogre. And get like quad stuns and like a Battle Fury with the Mjolnir. Man, let's go with it.
It's just insane. I mean, everyone goes, oh, but you know, you get the miss chance from the nuke. It's 60%, I'll give you that, but that still gives you 40% chance to hit. It was just so unlucky that even on even ground, he was missed twice, I think, and then uphill missed again at least once. It's Top Xeno just probably having the best start on a troll mid lane you could ever really hope for. He's sitting at 1-0-1 and 21 last hits up against the Tinker, who's afraid to even come into lane now because he knows those supports are out of lane.
And this Tinker doesn't even have boots. This is the worst time for Megalyn. They know, yeah, exactly what you were saying earlier. They know what to do. Shut him down. Because he was just so dominant last game. Timbersaw now finally getting some levels, hitting level 2, but Tonda's all alone up here, level 6, and Timbersaw can't kill him now because he's level 6. If he's got some creeps there, maybe. But if that ulti comes off, that's a dead Timbersaw.
Darkseer had rotated to bottom to put a little bit more pressure on that solo Lifestealer, but right as he does that, Lifestealer picks up a 5-minute 30 hand to Midas and instantly just converts that Ion Shell creep into gold. And will he go for the Infest Annoyance here as well, or is he going to save that? But I mean, these supports are doing decently. They've got a couple of levels up from stacking pulling as well as the hero kill that they were involved in. They're both sitting at level 3, which isn't too bad. I mean, meanwhile, we have Lethal, who's only sitting on level 2, and Rubik, who's sitting at about 3.5. So far in levels, it's decently even, but the mid lane is really the telltale area. Troll about to hit 7, where Miguel's just breached 6. And he has gone the full-on laser rocket build too.
Yeah, he just needs to spam this on the troll, try and get him out of here. He doesn't have any lifesteal. He does have the bottle, but he definitely needs to start using this and using it heavily. And even then, troll was close to him, just laser rocket him. That's so much damage you can be doing, you know. It's, what, 490? Well, it'll be about 400 after magic resistance for the rockets, so it's easy half health for nothing. And
Yeah,
you've got a bottle with a DD.
exactly,
Just
and
spam
it
it out.
forces Troll to use at least one, if not two, charges of his bottle. He's not going to be able to bottle crow that quickly. You're going to be able to throw it out with the cooldown that those spells have, especially if you grab an early-ish level of rearm. You can double throw it out and almost secure a kill. If you have a rotation in from at least one support, if you bring the Visage in with the Soul Assumption, that's an easy kill for you. We are going to see a smoke up from the Radiant supports, but very far behind. They might need to go in for a full wraparound as Miguel is playing quite defensively. We're going to see a slow thrown out, but I think the Radiant supports are just too far back. The smoke is revealed on the Naga Siren, got just one unit too close.
Yeah, and they had to do the full wraparound there to get the kill. They may even still go for it, and it looks like they are, but the pings are coming out, but that is from Troll, so they might get Miguel here, and they can dive him pretty hard.
Miguel playing Miguel playing very defensively, sitting at the bottom right of the lane, which is what you need to do when you know those supports are missing. The top is the easiest way to come in, but he steps into range, instantly killing off the Troll Warlord, but will he go down for his trouble? The rotations are coming in. They might be able to pick up a double. Miguel taking one more right click. Godzilla needs to run. They should pick up Ocelot here, and he does go down. Miguel coming back, but not able to bottle up fast enough, and that rocket cooldown just too high. But they managed to pick up a kill on the Troll as well as the Naga Siren. It forced out 2 rotations, so a bit of economic damage done by TOA, but just some excellent play there. And now Selena Gomez is going to run right into lethal. He's in a lot of trouble and does go down to the Visage, so Rest doing their work well, and an ultimate thrown out. Ocelot, one more hit. It's going to be a double kill for lethal.
Oh man, that one creep almost saved his life there.
Just is like, no, Mr. President! Just runs in front of the beam, but it's not enough. Visage there to secure that kill, and we're going to see another rotation in from Gomez. Pure damage, not really enough to take down the Luna, and that's kind of the matchup we ignored for the most part, was the Timbersaw versus Luna. Luna was getting heavily pulled from the supports before they were going into this mid lane, which we've been paying most of our attention to, but Timbersaw's been getting the levels, but definitely not getting the farm. He is 0-0, now 1-0. He just picked up his first last hit of the game. Meanwhile, in bottom, we're actually going to see Bok Choy getting lifted up. He might just go ham on these two heroes here, but the Ion Shell damage is doing too much. We see a Troll ultimate thrown out. He may still decide to turn around, but he will just stay back for now. The double Ion Shell damage is enough to ward him off, so
should have gone ham. Could have jumped into that one Iron Shell creep that was there, popped out, almost killed the Rubik, gone straight on him, got the kill, and forced the Darkseer out as well. I mean, that was the dangerous play, but they'd already used the lift and the vacuum. There wasn't really that much to be that scared of.
There were pretty much 2 big melee creeps if you take out that Ion Shell damage.
Pretty much. Could have killed him. Laid out. Disappointing. Oh, and Ocelot. Poor Ocelot.
Lift it up. Can he TP out in time? Oh, yeah. The uphill miss. He would have needed at least 3 hits, but still, uphill miss has got to hurt. And Gomez almost drops in the top lane, 65 health, and Tonda's still at full. This Timbersaw isn't able to effectively harass out a Luna, which is
it's weird, man.
Great.
It's weird.
And a lot of creeps at this top tower as well. With Luna hitting through, they definitely need to fort, which they do. I think Tondas needs to just creep skip this and take down the wave as fast as he can, while having that siege unit going to town. But I think, nevertheless, he's got 1 point in glaive. He should be able to take down this tower. He has 3 range creeps as well as the siege unit. And this tower might be able to be denied. Tobzino comes forward. Tondas doesn't have the ultimate. He gets the tower, and he's starting to harass Tobzino back as well. This Luna, Tonda's just doing work for Rest at the moment.
Yeah, it's going pretty well. Getting that tower. Kind of a weird build coming out from the Luna 3-2-4. Not maxing the Lucent Beam, which I don't really agree with. Skip 1 level of Lucent Blessing and get the full level of Lucent Beam instead.
We're going to see a net come out in mid lane. A lift onto Godzilla is going to drag him back. And Naga Siren just instantly getting destroyed by that max laser rocket build. Meanwhile, in bottom lane as well, Evil Twig and Bok Choy going to go head-to-head a little bit. We're going to see a Satyr just kind of sitting in the background, throwing out a bit of a blast, but that's the creep that Luna wants to stack with. They've already got a couple of stacks, but it has been warded up by the Radiant side. A nice sentry ward placed down the bottom. Meanwhile, Visage getting a kill in the mid lane on Troll Warlord. So, rest, starting to bounce back. We do see Tinker with the Boots of Travel and 580 gold. Just needs those Soul Ring, or needs the Soul Ring cash up, and he can take it. And from there...
I mean, he was at such a disadvantage, but 12-minute bots are still good bots.
Yeah, he's definitely not down and out of this. They did well to pressure him early. I mean, he does have, what, 3 deaths to his name? Sorry, 2 deaths to his name. But he started to bounce back. He picked up 1 kill of his own as well as 4 assists. And now Ocelot might be in a bit of trouble here. Miguel's just coming up. Once the laser rockets, all 4 are going to hit, and he gets another easy kill on that Naga Siren. Bok Choy coming in, but he's only got 3 points up in that open wounds, and he can't catch up to the Tinker in time. Bok Choy coming forward now. He definitely has him. The Rage getting thrown out. He tries to TP as soon as he can, and he will just get out. There's no way to stop him. Bok Choy jumping inside creeps and using Infest. Regen's back a bit of health. We're going to see an instant comeback from Tinker as well, who's just going to throw out the rockets, as well as the Soul Ring, which he's picked up, and 1 level of March. So, what I'm thinking is, who does the stack go to? Do you give it to the Luna for more right-click damage, or do you take it down with the Tinker and the Luna, and whoever gets the last hit's all well and good? There are a lot of ways that they can take down Ancients at this point.
Yeah, I play a carry, so I'd be like, yo, Tinker, that's mine. But it could work either way. I think it would be best on whoever's closer to an item, and right now I'd give it to the Luna for a BKB. If she kills that and 1 more tower, that's the BKB done. And that's what you want. You want that BKB out quickly. She went for the Helm and Dominator, stay in lane, and start the stacking. So good on her part. She hasn't had to pay for it with any deaths. Because she's been pretty safe. She had the supports at the start, but she's been fine after that as well. So not really much pressure being put onto her. And it's not exactly like she's hard to kill.
Yeah, definitely.
But they've been putting all their focus on Miguel.
Yeah, which, as you've been saying, is just like Tonda's farm up. He's got the Helm, the Aquila, the Treads, as well as 2.2k gold. Should probably just pick up that the Mithril Hammer, as she's not getting much harassed. The damage is a bit better, so you can take down those camps, as well as lifesteal a little bit more. But yeah, at the moment, she's just been left completely alone. Gonna go and take out those Ancients now, I think. She is just right-clicking through. We're going to see some pressure on mid lane. Tobzino comes in. And since the early start with that great first blood, he hasn't really progressed too much. He has the PMS, the Phase, and a Bracer, but nothing else to his name. And he's sitting at lonely number 5 on that net worth chart. Tinker has managed to get ahead of him by about 400 gold.
Yeah, and I mean, the extra tower down for rest could be doing that. Actually, they're even on towers. Sorry, I've missed that other tower going down for some reason. But they're basically trading at the moment Luna farm for Naix farm. And as this game is going right now, it's better on the Luna.
Well, I gotta say, it's not even just Luna for Naix farm. It's you're getting free farm for free farm, yes, for the Naix and Luna, but Tinker is farming every single other lane. Luna's basically been staying in the jungle, so you've got a Tinker getting 3 lanes of farm, as well as a Luna getting jungle and Ancients.
Yeah, it's pretty good. We need to see a Hex come out on this Tinker, like, as soon as possible. In the next 5 minutes would be great. Probably coming out at about 23, 24, depending if they can snowball. If they snowball, they get out in 5 minutes.
I think a Blink would be much better at this point, because he's been so close to killing so many heroes. Like, right now, if he had a Blink, Tobzino dead. Like, that's the thing. Before, I don't know if you caught it, but he was trying to chase down a Vengeful Spirit. If he just had 1 Blink Dagger, it would have been an easy kill. And because he did go for this laser rocket build, basically everyone on the enemy team is an easy kill. Timbersaw's probably the tankiest out of all of them. And, you know, pure damage from rocket, don't care about reactive armor. He's only got 950 health. We're going to see a song from Ocelot, but taking so much damage from those Visage Familiars. And right now, had a Blink,
Rockets,
go and get Ocelot. The rockets are enough in this instance, but who knows? Evil Twig taking a lot of damage. The mech does get thrown out, but still a couple of right clicks left. He's gonna live. Bok Choy now in trouble. It's a full level soul assumption. Double kill for Miguel. He's back in the fountain. He's got to come out soon. The birds get thrown down, but now Lethal in a bad spot. Tobzino is going to hit him through with the nuke. We're going to see another bash coming out as well. Gomez trying to do his work, but Miguel is here to save the day. Bok Choy, nice little armlet toggle. He's going to stay alive. Timbersaw does take down Visage, but now Tobzino running for his life. The full rockets are going to come through as well as the Visage Familiars. Isn't enough? No, 90 health. He's still running, but those Familiars are down at basically nothing. But we're going to see a TP to the Familiar, and that's a pickup of a kill. And that's Visage and Tinker for you. That's just dirty.
It's awful, right? It's just disgusting. He shouldn't have got that kill. He didn't earn it. But
he just has flying base stations everywhere, and he picks up the blink now as well. How do you stop this Tinker? Is it a blink swap? You have to basically use all of your lockdown, which really at this point is a net, a stun from Vengeful, and a lucky bash from Troll.
Get that lucky bash. If you get that bash, you win games.
But the thing is, I mean,
we're actually not seeing Luna pick up BKB.
Going straight for a butterfly. Are we going to see it? Are we going to see the Tinker come in? He takes out the Timbersaw, in fact, on top lane. And needs to recharge mana, so can't join him at bottom. And now Tonda's eating a lot of hits. The Eclipse coming out throws Tobzino back, sorry, but he will go down to a nuke if it hits him. One more last right click. He picks up the kill, but Lethal should be able to nuke down Tobzino, which he does. Goes down to the right clicks of Bok Choy, now Kilted in a bit of trouble. The stun comes out, and it is a double kill. Miguel's coming through, though, on the back line, already killing out Naga Siren. Bok Choy and Godzilla need to run out of here now. Luckily, no Visage Familiars in the area for him to jump to. And Lifestealer is working his way towards a basher, only 240 gold off now.
And one thing I'd like to point out, Luna only died because she didn't have a BKB.
Oh, definitely.
If she had a BKB there, she would have lived. And they probably would have won that fight. So, really, really greedy going for that butterfly. I understand it, to dodge the damage from the Lifestealer and the Troll, but they have a lot of nukes and they have a decent amount of lockdown. With the two slows, you've got the net, you've got the stun. You know, they need to avoid that. And just getting caught off, really. Miguel here needs to get out of here, getting really greedy for those creeps, and he's going to fall for it.
Yeah, he thought the March would be enough to ward him off, but they just say, what do we care? We've got the nuke damage of a Timbersaw as well as 2 stuns. Like, you gotta be joking, man. And he just instantly gets fried, and a bit of overconfidence from the Tinker there. Miguel pays for it.
And buying back.
He knows they're trying to go for the mid lane, throwing out some rocket harass, probably gonna lay down some marches now. I think it's an okay buyback. He was never gonna get a hero kill out of it, because as soon as it came out, they just backed off, but, you know, possibly saving a T1 there. As well as, you know, being able to farm with Boot to Travel Tinker it's not the worst buyback. But it is still money. You know, he even has a K still after the death and buyback. So he's not exactly poor right now, but could be rolling in it a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if it was 100% necessary to defend that tower, but kept the tower alive, pushed them back, stopped them from getting any more gold, so all in all, he stopped them from getting what they wanted. It only cost him, what, 800-900 gold, so it doesn't really matter that much.
Well, yeah, it gives you more power over the Roshan. It gives you better control over your own jungle, having that kind of teleport option, as well as the True Sight Scout. They can't just kind of run through this way with dust and smoke, and or rather smoke, not dust, but running through under smoke. It could put that Luna in danger, and as I was saying before, they have Luna pretty much exclusively in the jungle and Ancients, while Tinker's taking all of the lanes, so they really want to try and protect this jungle.
Yeah, they've got to keep this jungle safe, or else you're basically new to Tondas and he gets nothing. So, I mean, definitely working out for them. Just going to take a look at the experience. About 7,500 on Rest's side, and gold sitting at the same as well. So, definitely in the lead, but Naix having a basher, armlet, Midas. He's not too far away from his Abyssal, and this is where we need to see the Hex coming out. And this is where we really need a BKB on Luna. After the butterfly, he has to get one. I mean, the Butterfly is... with Butterfly and BKB, they're going to struggle to kill this Luna. But without them, without both of them, she's an easy kill.
We're going to see Nakes jump inside of Tobzino. Maybe looking for a kill here?
Midas is off cooldown! What are you doing? Use the Midas before you jump in!
The Butterfly does get picked up by the Luna, so we're going to see her with that nice evasion up against that Troll and the Nakes. Can still very easily go down to the nuke damage of the Radiant, however. Definitely won't be safe up until you get that BKB, and now we see the smoke coming out. The Roshan is being taken right now. The Medallion has been picked up by Visage. They're going to go through, but do they think they're in the Roshan pit? The smoke will be dispelled. They got to know something's up. And Kilted instantly lifting up Tobzino. Bok Choy comes out. Kilted will go down soon. But the song gets thrown out. Kilted is going to live for now. He gets taken out instantly. And Tinker's just sitting on the high ground, throwing down marches and right clicks. The Luna using a big ultimate. And Nakes and Troll, your two kind of big carries, go down.
That sleep was like half a second too late. They would have got the Aegis if that was slightly earlier, but Tonda's getting it, and he's going to get the kill on the Naga as well. So, a real nice fight for them. And TOA, almost having that fight go their way. It was legit like half a second. If that sleep came out half a second earlier, they would have picked up the Aegis, and they would have won that fight.
Yeah, unfortunately, a half a second in Dota can lead to something like this. 3 kills, 2 of them your cores, and an Aegis on a Butterfly first Luna, which is a lot scarier than an Aegis on a BKB Luna, I've got to say.
Oh yeah, he does the deeps.
We're going to see Gomez, the Chakram, stolen by Rubik, and he's just chucking it out. Chakrams for everyone. The Fortify is going to come out. Tobzino thinking of maybe defending this, but in come rockets from Tinker, and that was something before in the fight, in the Roshan fight. If you were looking, Tinker was just sitting up here, just spamming his spells all day. There was nothing that they could do to get to him. They would need to use a VS swap to even get anywhere near them, and that's what I was saying about the weakness of this lineup of dealing with Tinker. Unless they get something really kind of unorthodox, like a Blink Lifestealer, which has been done before, or, you know, a Blink up on something like the Troll, it's going to be really, really difficult to deal with him. Like, even with an Abyssal, you could just see him then just sit on high ground, sit in some trees. How are they going to hit you?
Yeah, exactly. They need a 4-staff, or they just need the Timber Sword to go up there and take him down. But that's about all they can do.
We're going to see a fortification thrown out. They're defending this T1 tower very vehemently. We're going to have Miguel's throwing out the March, and you really can't do anything against the Tinker March. It's just so painful. I think the only thing they can really hope to do now is start building blade mails on the supports and kind of hope for the best, but
they're so poor.
It's just that's
Look at
what
them,
I'm saying. Like, it's they're just so backed into a corner by the drafting decisions of TOA, as well as kind of the itemization. It's really difficult for them, and it just, you know, the Tinker last pick was just a really good pick, I've got to say. We're gonna see an engagement here. The Eclipse even getting thrown out, and Godzilla instantly dying. There's just so much burst on both teams, and you know, a Tinker with an Eclipse is just so painful, and they should be able to... Either they can breach high ground, they could just leave Miguel here doing a lot of kind of pressuring in the mid while they take the top. It looks like Tondas is going to go into the secret shop. Is he just going to go more damage? Will he buy something like a heart? He could go for the Satanic now, and he's going to go for a Demon Edge. Could he get greedier with this build?
He's like the greediest man ever.
He could have gone for the BKB. He could have gone for a heart. He could have gone for a Satanic. Even a Manta would give you more survivability. But no, he picks up a Demon Edge.
Screw it. I only want 1,000 health. Go. But MKB isn't that fantastic on Luna. It only procs on the first hit, not on the bounces, and same as Daedalus. So both not really fantastic items, but obviously give damage. I mean, they give more damage.
The MKB is to get off the Troll miss, but I mean, you can do that with the BKB as well and still be hitting hard. We're going to see Tobzino caught out here, and it should be an easy kill here for Miguel and Lethal, and it's just that. The Ion Shell damage takes it out, and that's another kill on their core. If we take a look at the XP, it's around 13k ahead for Rest, and Gold sitting at 14k as well. And it's looking really hard for TOA. I think Rest is going to have constant overextensions with buybacks for TOA to get a look in this game, and I just don't think it's going to happen. We're going to see a Scythe pick up on Tinker, and is this kind of the nail in the coffin?
Yeah, I don't know. This Luna is just so manly. Oh my god. Tondas, you're like my idol. BKB's so boring. Screw it. Butterfly MKB. I mean, that could have really backfired on them. I mean, he got killed once because he hadn't bought the BKB, he bought an Eagle Song instead, but they couldn't make anything out of it afterwards, which was the big thing. So now, having an MKB, Lifesteal, and Butterfly, even without the BKB at this point, they can't kill him anymore. He can just sit back. They will have to use everything they have on him to kill him. And he only has 1,100 health. That's one of the most insane parts. He's not tanky. Well, but he's still really hard to kill. He's got a lot of EHP.
They could still easily take him out. They just need a stun. Like, honestly, he doesn't have... His EHP comes from Lifesteal, which is nothing when you're stunned. Like, he's gone that build because he's the one attacking, not taking hits. And it can still backfire. If they get a good initiation here, they could easily take him down, but as it is, they're going to be trying to focus all of their lockdown on either the Tinker. If they do that, the Luna's free to right-click. If they do it on the Luna, the Tinker's free to magic damage the whole area up. So I think just Rest have a deal with for TOA. And it's so difficult for them. We see a Desolator pick up from the Nakes, which is going to make Luna even more squishy. The BKB on top Xeno, so we are seeing a slight bit of item progression, but it's just... For me, it doesn't feel like it's enough. They need a lot of good defenses, which they certainly can do. I mean, Tinker's great for anti-push. He's not the best for push. Luna is probably their best in that regard, but without something like a Manta Style where you can just throw illusions at the racks over and over and over, they don't have too great a base breaking power without Tinker going absolutely balls to the wall and just kind of blinking in and instantly bursting someone else and miraculously getting out.
Yeah, Manta would be a nice pickup next to Slow Siege, but I don't even think they need to do that. They can 5-man, get this Tinker in there, chuck a couple marches down, walk right in, and end it. I mean, TOA do have a lot of damage. I mean, Lifesteal has picked up a Deso, but there's a Butterfly. Tonda's now
we're going to see a net coming out on Tondas straight away. Bok Choy gets Scythe, can't even pop the Rage, goes down instantly, Top Xeno down, and the Vengeful Spirit. We're going to see a blink forward from Gomez. The good game is called. Ocelot goes down. Gomez, he needs to refresh that blink. He comes forward, but doesn't do anything. Just sits there cancelling, but that's going to be the game. Rest eventually do take it out. 30 minutes into the game. Final score 23-9. The experience, about 25k in their favour, and the gold 22k. Just an excellently played game by Rest. I mean, TOA looked like they were doing well early on, putting a lot of pressure on Miguel's, but the farm on Tonda's 618 GPM, 501 on Miguel's. It was just too much for that Lifestealer to deal with.
Yeah, and the Tinker just coming back into the game. The support's really helping him out, getting those ganks into the mid as well. So, very well played by both teams. But thanks to Southern Cross Dota for letting us cast this tournament, and the organisers of Tide's Wrath. Who do we shout out?
We also thank the sponsors, TT Esports, for sponsoring this great event. The winners, the top 3 positions actually win some nice hardware. I believe the winners get 5 Draco Captain headsets, and then the next 2 prizes are keyboards and mice, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah, I think it's the Nuka keyboard as second place for everyone, and might be the Volos mouse?
No,
As
for
the third
second
place,
place, there's 5 Saphira gaming mice, and for third place,
Oh, damn.
5 Knuckler. Or it says Knuckler here, but it's Knucker. 5 Knucker keyboards. So
Those mice are actually really nice. Too.
headsets, mice, and keyboards. Oh my. Those top 3 people are going to be pretty happy as far as hardware goes. So thank you very much to TT Esports for providing a bit of
Yeah, and if you liked our casting, you can catch me on at Daredevil Dota on Twitter. I'm doing a giveaway as well at 100 followers, so I'm almost there. Get on it. And also at the Facebook page of NZ Oz Dota 2.
I am, of course, the Spectre. Specdota. You can follow me at Specdota. My Twitch TV, if you want to check out some of my own streams where me and Dan like to kind of screw around a bit, is twitch.tv/Specdota. My Facebook is facebook.com/Specdoto. So that's the only one that's different. It has an O on the end instead of an A. So thank you very much, guys, for tuning into the cast tonight. I have been the Spectre. Joining me was Daredevil Dan. And this is Tide's Wrath Season 3. There will be more games at 8:45, I believe, is the next best of 3.